This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we are working on another 2-color pattern. This one was inspired by 30918. Wow. Okay, so I went with 2 colors that aren't huge contrasts. One's kind of like a yellow green, and the other is like a beige. And I thought this would turn out different. In my mind, it seemed like it was pretty cool. On camera, it's actually not that bad, but as I look at it in my hand, I'm like, I could have gone with a little more contrast. I think I would have liked it with a bit more contrast. But that said, this was a very interesting pattern to make because each of the areas is sort of like a whole different kind of thing. Like it keeps changing. It makes it really easy when you look up at the pattern to see where you are, where you're left off at, and continuing on, which made this go pretty quickly. It took me just over an hour, like barely over an hour to make it, which is great. It was making the segments. I don't know that I necessarily did it the most efficient way, but it was pretty darn efficient. And yeah, it made it really enjoyable. I really did like that. And I like the fact that the segments kind of differed a little bit. Like I said, it made it so as I was working on it, I could like kind of see, yep, just finished this. Yep, I'm working on this one. Change the little pieces. And it's not like it's a huge difference. It's nuancy. It's like, it almost is a heart shape, and then there's this area where like it did the little square and lots of like little different things that sort of make it just easy to see where you are, see what you're doing next and stuff. So yes, obviously I did spend a lot of time looking at the pattern as I was going along, which typically means that it takes me longer, you know, like up to 10-15 minutes, you know, longer than this. But there was a lot of like sections where it was just long straight rows and like just see what I have to do and go and do it. And that's what I attribute to why it went as quickly as it did. So yeah, like I said, I really did enjoy making this one. There was enough little interesting bits involved. It just, I don't know, there's just something about that just keeps my interest and keeps me kind of going on. Mind you, I did this while live streaming, and I guess I got so concentrated on between watching this and watching a show that I missed that somebody actually came in and was watching me making it in real time. They didn't stick around for long, probably because I wasn't talking to them or didn't say hi, which kind of bummed me out a little bit. Like, I wish I had noticed. So if it was you, I apologize. I meant to, you know, be chatty and have some fun with it. And I don't know how I missed that chance. So, but yeah, that's the kind of bonus. So mind you, to watch, you know, to like come in and watch me making stuff and talk to me about it, all that, that's a YouTube member thing. So if you want to come in and watch me make stuff and chat while I'm working, you can. All you have to do is just go down below and there's a thing that says join, and then there you go. That's just follow that. While I'm talking about it, let me thank my Patreon supporters as well as my YouTube members, because yeah, they help make this whole thing possible. So I definitely thank them for all their contribution. And yeah, if you want to be added to the list, yeah, all you gotta do, join. That's it. There's no added steps or anything weird. It just takes me a little time to take your name and put it in the spot. So there you go. Yeah, so like that right there, that's a sort of a heart shape that has a light thing going all the way around it. There's different variances of how that looks throughout the whole bracelet. And that's, again, kind of what helped me to see what I was doing and just kind of going at it and making it happen. Oh, the light ones, there are fewer of them. than the dark. And as a result of them being so frequently used, they did get used up a whole lot more. Not to the point that I was, you know, had to cut the tassels short or anything. That was fine. But again, those are the ones that you need to kind of keep an eye on. Maybe I probably could have done the other ones in like a quarter. Like if you take a skein of floss, fold it in half, cut that, put the two ends together, fold that in half, you know, and then cut that. So you get 4 strands instead of just 3. Yeah, that could have happened for this one. But I always play it safe, and I cut everything in thirds just in case. It's just easier to know that you're not going to end up, you know, with a string too short or something like that. And then, yeah, kind of works out most of the time. So there you go. What else? Yeah, that was kind of basically the gist of it. I kind of, like I said, I kind of wish I maybe had more contrast. That's something I would have gone for. It's a good looking bracelet. I still imagine that somebody is going to like it just the way it is, because everything else I've done has a great amount of contrast. So at least having one that's a little bit more toned down might be just the thing that somebody's looking for. And that's kind of the thing about making bracelets too, isn't it? Like, honestly, I've had bracelets where, you know, I tried a color combination and thought, maybe that's not great. And then somebody comes along and buys it, and then it makes me feel like, wow, okay. I guess there's something for everyone, you know? So don't be disparaged. Don't feel you have to make everything like everybody else's. Don't feel like you have to follow what the colors were on the pattern. You know what I mean? Like, if you see a bracelet, the pattern's all in green, and you want to do it pinks and reds, do your thing. Do the pinks and reds. I have seen people ask for a pattern for something green, and it's like, what? Any pattern is a green pattern if the string you choose is green. It's just that simple. Yeah, I don't know. I get myself all worked up just thinking about it. If you have questions and stuff, leave it in the comments. If it's something that you got to show me a picture of, you can use Discord. Makes it easier, because otherwise, because you can't share pictures inside of YouTube, and they don't have, you know, like, I don't know, some kind of a chat or direct messaging thing. So yeah, Discord works for that. Yeah, I'll see what I can do to help you. I'm not overwhelmed by the amount of work I do yet, but in time I could. There are moments where it's a little much. So I can kind of feel like, you know, maybe we're on that edge of where it starts to become a thing. But right now, I feel like if you guys have a question for me, I feel like I could probably deal with it. So that would be cool. Yeah, if it ever gets too much, then of course I would probably prioritize things by like the YouTube members and the Patreon and that kind of stuff, because that kind of makes sense, right? Like, it, you know, I probably still, you know, like, make sure that I'm there for them whenever it's needed. But that said, I have not turned away anybody who said they needed a pattern that they had a picture of a bracelet, or they, you know, stuff like that. So I do what I can. It's hard because everything, it does kind of repeat itself in some ways. It's hard to see where I am in this bracelet right now. Hang on, let me see how many more minutes I got. Oh, a few. Oh, I kind of looked at the strings that were off to the side and thought maybe I was near the end. It's not. Yeah. This has been a fun month of making bracelets, I have to say. This whole premise of putting a pattern down the center and then just doing something different on the sides has been really fun. Like this one, it really changed the whole nature of the pattern itself. It turned it from something that was sort of interesting in its own right and turned it into something, I think, even more interesting, because it's hard, like from the finished product, just looking at it, it's hard to see what the pattern was based on, right? You don't see the fact that it started out as a pattern that has a diamond sort of thing in the center and works its way outwards until it gets to a diamond and reverses, goes back the other way. You don't see that as much because the zigzag thing that's on the outside kind of breaks up the pattern and changes it so dramatically. And I think this is something that could be done. Mind you, I've been taking 6-string bracelets and turning them into 12. You could turn it from, instead of 12, make it 16 or 18 or whatever you wanted to, and add in as much as you wanted to. And, you know, if that's a size that you're like, you know, more comfortable with, or that you want to impress people with, these same methods completely work no matter what you're trying, you know, what sizes and things are that you're working with, right? So maybe some future ones we can go with some bracelets that are a little bit bigger, and see what other kind of like amazing stuff we can get out of it, because I really feel like there's a whole lot of creative things that we can actually do with this kind of stuff. So I like to share that with you. I like to inspire you to try doing some of this stuff yourself. And if you do, I want you to share it with me. I want to see what you come up with and see what you make. That would be kind of cool. Because yeah, it's, you know, you never know what you're going to come up with. There's like a minute left. Yeah, just thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this far into the video. If you watched this far, I'm guessing you probably like the channel, so maybe hitting a like on the video would work for you. If not, you know, if you're not too busy or something, I guess. I imagine there are some people who like to have bracelet videos playing while they're actually making stuff. So if you're busy working, don't worry about it. I understand. I get it. It's especially if you're on the phone. I don't even know. Like, I don't watch any YouTube on my phone. I always watch on the computer. Not sure how that works. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. Yeah, it's getting really close to the end here. So here we go. Big reveal. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.